This is Business Incorporated coming to you live on Channels Television. Thank you for joining us. I'm Chimezie Obi Iwago. Today on the show, Tunisia's central bank holds key interest rate at 6.75%. The International Monetary Fund expects Somalia's GDP to grow 3.1% in 2018. Plus, Egypt accuses Apple of violating competition laws. Let's get the show started now with the markets. And the Nigerian Stock Exchange's all-share index was down 0.05% at intraday. However, Egypt and South Africa gained, with Egypt outperforming, trading up 1.43%. The JSE index was up 0.97%. Kenya closed in the negative on Monday. And in the Middle East, the Qatari Stock Exchange bucked the positive trend to trade low at intraday. The index was down 0.70%. Dubai outperformed to gain 1.42%. Abu Dhabi and Saudi were up 0.56% and 0.04% each. And miners lifted European equities markets in morning trade while sterling hovers near 20-month lows. Market focus is largely attuned to global trade developments after Beijing confirmed it was still in talks with Washington in an effort to broker a comprehensive trade agreement. Well, Conrad Busen, my colleague in Frankfurt, will unpack all of these for us. Hello, Conrad. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good afternoon, Jimmy. Good to be back on Channels TV.
Sure. Now, the British currency, the pound sterling, fell to a 20-month low after Theresa May cancelled the Brexit vote yesterday. Where is Brexit heading, and how are markets reacting to the political chaos in the UK?
The reaction is very negative, I have to tell you, Jimmy, and not even this back bounce here on the equity market in Frankfurt today. The increase of the DAX can really give us an illusion about this. This increase of the DAX today is merely a short-lived back bounce after the strong losses on the equities markets. A majority of traders are convinced about that. I don't know if you watched television yesterday or if you listened to the radio and heard what went on, what was happening in the House of Commons, in the British Parliament, when Theresa May, the Prime Minister of the UK, said in the House of Commons that her government had listened to Parliament. She got loud laughter from the members of Parliament, and you know, it wasn't friendly laughter. She was really laughed at, and I think in a very unfriendly and conniving way. And you know, the shouting and the situation in the House of Parliament, this absolutely didn't look like Theresa May was facing kind of a marginal defeat there. This sounded like she was really facing a huge defeat, and that's of course not what a majority of the people on the financial markets would have liked to see.
I really watched that, and I don't think I envy Theresa May at this time. Anyway, how likely is it that the European Union gets back to the table and renegotiates the Brexit deal? First and foremost, the so-called backstop about the border between Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland.
It's very unlikely, and here too we really have very different communications coming from the United Kingdom and from the European continent. Theresa May keeps insisting that she's getting signals from the European Union that the EU remains open to discussion, but I today could find not one statement from the European Union official confirming this. On the contrary, Donald Tusk, the President of the European Council, Jean-Claude Juncker, the President of the European Union Commission, Leo Varadkar, who's the Prime Minister of the Republic of Ireland, all said, no, we are not going to renegotiate the Brexit deal. And of course, this includes that they are not ready to renegotiate the situation on the Irish border. And we always have to keep in mind, whatever the details of the Brexit deal are, the European Union is in a very difficult political situation. We have national governments who are in trouble. You know, remember how we talked about President Macron in France having problems. In Belgium, the government is on the verge of collapse. In Sweden, after 3 months since the election, we still don't have a government there. So the European Union as an institution must make sure that it shows strength now. And, well, the deal that the EU struck with the United Kingdom is a big compromise. It shows that the EU was ready to give the United Kingdom a very privileged situation and more time to negotiate a final deal. It's not very likely that the UK will get a better deal.
All right, let's leave Brexit for now. There's also a couple of corporate news likely to drive prices today. One in particular is Apple, which got a court order in China banning the sale of several iPhone models. How's this going?
Well, the share price in Apple's share price is down only slightly after the news, but we of course have to keep in mind that in recent weeks Apple's shares have lost significantly since the beginning of October, around about 25%. $200 billion of the market capitalization of Apple has been wiped out of the balance sheet since the beginning of October. And of course, concerns that Apple might be facing more trouble in China is playing an important role here. The court case with Qualcomm is only a little detail. You know, China is such an important market for Apple. Of course, with the escalation around about the company Huawei in the United States and Canada, more and more people on the markets believe that some kind of retaliation against Apple in China has become more probable. Apple is such an icon of an American company, it's very likely that it's going to face more trouble in China.
Well, Apple is not just in trouble in China. That company is also in trouble in Egypt. Well, we'll see how that plays out. Thank you very much for your time, Conrad.